Smite is currently the only major MOBA on consoles, and being a free game to play, it gets a pass on many of its issues. But is Smite really worthy of a console MOBA, and should you buy the God Pack? I'm going to give you all the issues of the game in its current state, in no particular order, so you can make the decision for yourself. Kills don't matter. In Smite, you do not get enough experience from getting kills, or specifically early game kills. Laning and jungle farming levels you up significantly faster than getting kills. Respawn rates also increase based on time in game, not on quantity of deaths. So what this means is, a player with plenty of kills, say 10-0, can actually be a lower level than a player that goes 0 in 10 if that player is consistently farming their lane and the jungle from levels 1 to 20. This then rewards players for playing poorly in the beginning of the game. If they are constantly dying and not doing well, they can just farm up until they hit level 20, and once everyone reaches max level, it becomes an even playing field. Respawning phoenixes and healing titans. It's fairly useless to destroy a phoenix. Because phoenixes respawn, there's very little benefit, particularly in the early game, to taking a phoenix. Fire minions are not that strong and can be destroyed fairly quickly. Titans also regain health portions when not being attacked, and they regain buffs for each phoenix that returns. The problem here is that split pushing in this game is fairly rare and not very beneficial. Because you can split push a lane and take a phoenix, and within a few minutes that phoenix can return, if you do not actively finish the game before that phoenix comes back, there's very little benefit. The other issue is that it makes games unnecessarily long and allows losing teams to make large comebacks. If a team is losing and is down all 3 phoenixes, if they simply protect their titan, all those phoenixes will return, the titan will heal itself back, and the game will be even once again. Dying in Fountain. If an enemy team is chasing you into your fountain, you are not safe if you make it to said fountain. The enemy team can dive into your fountain and still kill you. They will take damage, but it is not an insta-kill. Players are also not invincible while standing in their home fountain. The problem that this causes is that when the enemy team pushes up on your fountain, if you spawn, you can quickly be killed in the fountain. Ranked group play limitations. Rank is known in Smite as MMR. When you win, your MMR goes up, and when you lose, your MMR goes down. If there are large gaps in between your MMR, you will not be able to play ranked with people in your group, such as your friends. There is also a max group rank of 2 players in Conquest, so you cannot have an entire team of your friends play with you in ranked Conquest. This rule has been changed many times in Smite's history, with time periods where you could only solo queue to play ranked. MMR does not reset. With each new season, your MMR does not reset in other games similar such as Rocket League or Overwatch. You are stuck with whatever MMR rank you have had previously. MMR goes up extremely slowly and can take dozens of wins to increase. This can lead to problems of months and months of not being able to play with your higher tier or lower tier friends. No role queue notifiers. There is currently no method of knowing if players in your group are queuing for specific roles. This requires your friends to constantly ask you what you are queued for so that you do not pick duplicate roles. No group notifiers. There is also no current method of knowing if players on your team or on the enemy team are currently playing in groups before, during, or after the game. Ridiculous gem costs. 800 gems in Smite costs approximately $15. To buy most skins, they cost between 900 and 1200 gems. That means that each skin can cost anywhere from $15 to $20 or more, usually depending on its release date. This wouldn't likely be a problem for a free game, but you still need to buy the God Pack to play with all the gods, so you're already spending a decent amount of money. Locked skins. There are tons and tons of skins in Smite, probably close to 50% if I had to guess of those skins were only unlockable during specific events, during holiday seasons, and during specific seasons within the game. You can use some of these skins if you have a free skin pack, which allows you to use any skin of your choice for one game, but there's no method of buying some of these skins at all. Mirrors in casual play. In ranked play in Smite, there is a banning stage as well as a picking stage, and you cannot pick a character that someone else has already picked on the enemy team or on your team. In casual play, there is no banning, and there's also nothing stopping you from picking a duplicate character. You are not notified of which characters the enemy team has picked until everyone has locked in, so you very well may be playing against a mirror in your lane. Role priority. Role priority in Smite allows you to pick 2 roles that you would most like to play. You are then rated based on the frequency in which you have played those roles, showing you when the next time you're going to play a role you want is. The more the game gives you the role you request, the less priority you have for the following games. Role priority is lost even on a 5-minute surrender or if a teammate disconnects. Role refusal. Even though there is a role priority system, players are still free to pick whatever character or role they want once they get into a lobby, irrelevant of what the game determines their role to be. The problem here is that it makes role queuing useless. If you decide you want to play jungle and you finally get role priority and get the pick, someone else can pick jungle first, lock in your character, and throw the role queue out of whack. And since the game technically gave you the role you requested, you have now lost role priority even though someone else stole your role. Disconnecting players. One of the biggest issues in Smite is players quitting during the games. The game does not restart nor reset. That means you are either forced to play the rest of the game with one less player, or to immediately surrender the game. Weak bans for quitting. Even if a player receives a short-term ban for quitting a game, that ban is likely less than 15 minutes. Those bans are also not saved. Therefore, a player who quits and then receives a ban shortly after could simply turn off their console and return the next day and find no ban. This also affects bans for disciplinary reasons such as hate speech or harassment in-game. 4/5 surrender requirements. A surrender in Smite requires 4 out of 5 players to go through. 2 out of 5 of the players in the game may constantly refuse surrender even when the game is obviously lost. Those losses count against you in casual as well as ranked, so if a player quits in a game on ranked and you surrender, you will lose MMR. Nerfs, buffs, and reworks. Nerfs, buffs, and reworks by the dev team are not drastic enough for casual and low tier. This one is slightly subjective, but hear me out. The dev team makes these changes based on what the Pro League players want. They see changes in how pros are playing, and they make nerfs and buffs and reworks based on that. The problem is, there's a heck of a lot more casual and low tier players than there are pros. A character like Arachne may be considered weak by the pro players, but if you put her in a casual game, she is extremely overpowered. Even in low tier rank, she is almost always an automatic ban. So you end up having extremely overpowered characters in casual and low tier that can last for months or even years because the pros do not utilize them. That's my list of all the current issues going on in Smite on console. If you agree, disagree, or have other issues, please put them in the comments below, and thanks for watching.